Hello and welcome back. Teacher Amanda here with DaDaABC.com. I am going to talk to you today about pros and cons for working for DaDaABC. Now, you may see me looking over here at my list, but that's just because there are so many pros that I couldn't remember them all. I tried and tried, and it's just not going to happen, so I'm going to read some of the pros off to you and explain to you what they mean. And then there are a few cons, but I think that's with any job. So let's get started. The first pro on my list is the ability to work around my family's schedule. This was super important to me. I'm very family oriented. My family works, me and my husband work in the same school district. He's first grade, I'm second grade. My kids are in the school with us. They are in flag football, they go to a youth group, they do after school activities, and all of those things cost money and take time. And with Dada, I'm able to pay for it and also go be involved in it. It's nice to be able to be involved in something that you are paying for. It's fabulous. So this was super important to me, was being able to be involved in my family's activities and being able to work around their schedules. Also, the fact that they go to bed and then I go to work for a couple hours, which isn't that much. Then I do my paperwork and I go to bed and I get up and I can be with them, is perfect for me. It also provides a freedom to travel with my family. In the past, I have worked a lot of jobs where I cannot just take off and go travel. During the school year, I can't just take off and go travel. But in my summertime, as a teacher, I love the fact that I can go see my sister 16 hours away and be able to still work and still spend time with my family and not feel like I'm obligated to come back home and make sure I'm able to go work some shifts. I can do it from where I'm at, and that is awesome. I know that there's people that are living in Thailand and China and able to travel the world with Dada, and I think that's an amazing opportunity for people. The other benefit is it is great pay. I don't know many part-time jobs that pay up to $25 an hour. I just don't. If you can think of one, that's great, but I don't know many that do. So Dada for me is a great opportunity to make great pay and work minimal part-time hours during the school year and pick up extra shifts during the summer. That flexibility is amazing to me. If I'm on vacation in the summer, I don't have to pick up shifts. If I have time, I will pick up shifts and make extra money, which is phenomenal. The next is the opportunity for growth and bonuses. There's always opportunity for growth. They're always offering opportunities with DaDaABC, and I think that's amazing. They're offering opportunities for advancement in different positions and things that you can do. They're also offering bonuses. A lot of times they'll be like, post a picture of your classroom to help your teachers out and write a little bit about why your room is like this or why your office is like this. And no matter what, you get a small bonus. And the top people that wrote, they get $35. It takes, 5-10 minutes to write a little post and post a picture of your classroom. It's just a way that they allow us to collaborate, which as teachers, that's really important. Collaborating helps us grow and makes us better. And I think that that is an amazing thing that they do. Training. A lot of online English-speaking groups or businesses, they don't necessarily offer the best training. That's probably the biggest complaint I've seen. And DaDaABC does. They offer tons of training videos that you can watch. They have ones that are required, but they also have a lot of optional videos. If you're struggling in an area, you can go check out the optional videos. They also offer a lot of recognition. If you're doing something awesome, or if you get recognition from your student or a parent, they recognize that and they are so excited for you and with you, and it's just great. We also, with Teachers Day in China, students sent little videos, and I went to class and had students telling me Happy Teachers Day, and I was like tearing up. It was great. They offer recognition, and it makes you feel good about yourself as a teacher. The next is care and concern. This is something I did not expect from an online company, especially a company in China. I'm from the United States, so I have worked for a lot of companies, and a lot of times when you're sick, it's, okay, I hope you feel better, when you're going to be back. With Dada, that was not the case at all. I had an emergency surgery back in July. It came up suddenly. At the beginning of July, I had a wedding. And the month prior, I had taken time off for when I actually got sick and got hospitalized. So I had a lot of health things happen in a very short amount of time. And it's not something that I normally go through or that normally happens. And here, you always I don't know, I always have felt that judgment of, well, yeah, okay, you're sick again. Or, oh, that's great, but when are you going to be back? And that was not the case. I talked to an HR person. They were so kind. It was horrible that I had to have surgery, and it was horrible what was going on. And they were kind and understanding, and I have never felt so cared about, which was just the weirdest thing. They were just so warm and welcoming. So it was a great experience for me. And I've heard other teachers share the same thing. Emergency surgeries come up, family illnesses come up, weather comes up, Irma just came up, and it was amazing to see them posting saying, you know what, are you guys okay? This is, I'll pop to the next one. We have a great community of teachers. There's a Facebook page for all of the teachers, and the team from Dada is also on there, our HR, and they were on there asking people if they were okay. Are you okay? We haven't heard from you. Can we do anything? Can we get some shifts covered? People reaching out to each other, staff covering shifts. Phenomenal. The teachers in the community are phenomenal. The staff are phenomenal. It just makes you realize that you are very thankful to be in a company like that. And it's one of the biggest pros for me. You're not just working for some online company where you go and you get in a classroom and it's just you and your students. While that is great, I think it's still really important as teachers that we are lifelong learners and that we continue to learn from each other. We continue to grow, and they really offer you that opportunity. It's not like going to work and meeting up with your teachers, but it's still this connection that you can't replace. I learn from other teachers constantly. They post games, they post things that they're doing in their classroom, they post pictures of them and their students in their little chat windows, and it's just fun. We also post, like, what in my school we call glows and grows, like things that we need to work on, things that we're doing well, things we're excited about. After a bad class, get on there and be like, oh, that was so bad. Can you guys give me some advice of what I should do next time? Because I'm at a loss. So there's sharing, there's collaborating, there's interaction between teachers. So it's not like you're out there alone. Okay. So the other thing is the regular students. So regular students are amazing. A lot of companies don't have regular students. You just get tossed into a room with students that get 30 minutes a week. And you just kind of look at their lesson and you're like, okay, where are they? I love regular students because I know my students. I know what they need. I know where they're at. I know their levels. I know their strengths. I know their weaknesses. As a teacher, that is so important to me. Relationships are a huge part of teaching for me. I had a professor when I was in college, and he sadly passed away. But the one thing that has stuck with me from him is no one knows or cares what you know unless they know that you care. I know it's a quote from somewhere, but he always would quote that. And he said that it's true. They don't care what you know unless they know that you actually care. That goes for any student, United States, China, England, Australia, anywhere that you go. They want to know that you care. And students respond better to that. If I know that my student struggles in reading, I'm going to be working on that with them. And it's just great to be able to differentiate and not feel completely lost every class. Like, you go to class and you know what to expect from that student. And if they're off, you know that. You don't just automatically think, oh, well, this student doesn't know anything. You're like, oh, they're really off today. Like, you can actually teach, if that makes sense. So we have to get to the cons, which I hate to do. But we do have to get to the cons. And for me, the cons are sometimes it's late hours at night. For me, I'm Central Standard Time in the United States. I teach Friday night and Saturday night. And it starts at 9 and ends at 11 until daylight savings, then it'll be 8 to 10. which I think probably will be better for me because I teach all week. So it gets a little bit late and you get a little bit tired. And for some, that's really rough. There's also the idea of if I would ever go to mornings, that the mornings are very early. So it's just something to consider is the time difference and your location and what time it is. So that can be a con. It doesn't have to be. For me, it's a con and a pro, I guess. I listed good hours at the beginning. It's when my kids sleep, so pro, con, same thing. So the other con is that you have to, if you're United States, England, wherever, you are a contract worker. You sign a contract. They do not take care of your taxes for you. You have to do that yourself. Now, it's not that difficult. I've owned a daycare before. I own a legging company. Or, well, I don't own a legging company. I'm an affiliate for a legging company. And you have to do your own taxes. And it's just part of life. And you figure it out. You can call a tax advisor, your personal finance advisor, or even do H&R Block online or whatever. It's not that hard, but it still is a con. I mean, I don't like doing that stuff, and it's never fun, but it's a con. Other time differences when contacting like HR and communicating with the staff. That can be difficult because they'll try to contact me. I've had a few times where we've like missed each other. They'll text me at 3:40 something in the morning and be like, "Can you work a shift today?" Well, today for them is yesterday for me, and I'm in bed, and it's tough sometimes, but it works. I mean, if you plan ahead, you can make it work. So, and that goes like for when you call in sick and stuff. If it's last minute, it's a struggle to get it communicated that, hey, I'm sick today. Sometimes you're contacting them 30 minutes before class starts, even though I email them, of course. I've had it happen once, but I emailed them right away. I messaged them on Skype, and I messaged them as soon as my portal opened up, or they were on my portal or whatever. I messaged them right away to say, hey, I'm sick. Did you guys get my email? Did you get my Skype? Is everything okay? Are we cool? Do I need to send anything? A lot of times they ask for like proof that you're sick. Even if it's a cold, like you just take pictures of the medicine you're taking, you and your snotty nose, whatever works. But you do need to provide some kind of proof. The last thing that's a con, and for me it's tough because I am a teacher who's very involved in my students. Parents always say that it's practically like they're in the classroom because I communicate with them so much. But a big con is just not being close to your students. Like physically, they are in another country, and you do worry about your students. Like you get close to them, you get to know their families. If you hear there's bad weather from where they're from, you're like, oh man, I hope they're okay. Like you do get some care and concern going on there and worrying, and it can be a con because you're not able to just pick up a phone and call and say, hey, you know what? I heard that your grandma passed away. I just wanted to send my, thoughts out to your grandma. And there's things like that are to your family, but there's things like that make it difficult because you do have a relationship with your kiddos and you don't know when people pass away. You don't know when their pets pass away. It's not like a small town. I work in a small town community where we're all family, and when something bad happens to one of us, we all feel it. So, that's tough. It's just not being able to be there in that way. But other than that, like I said, the pros far outweigh the cons. I would work for this company any day of the week. I mean, they are fabulous. If I ever lost my job, I wouldn't go look for another one. I would just pick up more hours with Dada because I love working for them. I love all my students. I love getting on the computer, putting on my headset, pulling out my puppets, and having fun with the kids, and realizing that I can do it from home, and realizing that I'm not going to miss out on my kids' life, and I'm not going to miss out on all the crazy stuff going on, that I can just work a part-time job to help out and do the things that I want to do. Is fabulous. So that is all I have. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below or send me a message. I think that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.